So, la-da-dee-da-dee, we like to party, dancing with Blakey, and we can't stop. We can't stop. We're not done. We have a lot more still to get to in the never-ending It Ends With Us saga. It doesn't end. Perez Hilton here, the queen of all media, the gossip gangsta, the original influencer. And if you've been watching my many videos today, then you know that Justin Baldoni's lawyer filed an amended lawsuit against B-list, well, I think she might be downgraded to B- list actress Blake Lively on Friday night that included a very extensive timeline of everything that went down behind the scenes, including texts, emails, and more. So let's catch up where we left off. Blake Lively watched Justin Baldoni's director's cut and demanded that she be a part of the editing process. Very unusual. Some would even say unheard of for an actress. March 11th, 2024, Lively watches the WIP assembly cut and informs Baldoni and the A-list producer via text that she will not be joining the edit today, but will instead join the following day. But she did text him on March 11th and said, quote, "I just finished watching the cut. So happy. You all are really amazing in the film. I felt so much. Super emotional and complex in a great way. It's extremely watchable and engaging." Great. March 12th, Lively joins the edit with Baldoni and his editors. She shares 7 pages of notes, which Baldoni and the editors spend hours implementing, despite Baldoni not agreeing with all of them. He was exhausted and afraid of her. The next day, March 13th, despite sharing 7 pages of notes and requiring Baldoni and the editors to incorporate them, Lively did not show up for day number 2 in the edit with Baldoni. Heath checks in with Baldoni via text, and Baldoni shares the following. I love that by this point, he knows exactly what's up. Baldoni texted his producing partner, "It's a sprint. Someone needs to tell her." Like, the movie's coming out at the end of summer, and this is late March by this point. She doesn't get it, and I'm sure thinks I don't get the fact that she's not promoting it until she gets what she wants. It's like a cordial Mexican standoff where the fighting is going to happen behind the scenes. This is where you guys and Sony step in. Or so he thought. March 15th. Baldoni, keeping in mind Lively's threat to not promote the film, continues to encourage Lively to share thoughts with him and the editors while keeping her updated on progress, all in an effort to keep her happy. In the text, he also shares a comprehensive working update of the film based on the notes Lively provided. Hi, Blake. If possible, could you send over your rooftop scene thoughts, as we never got them? Stuff coming to you this afternoon. She responded, "Hey, the rooftop is a scene we're gonna just have to get in there on," meaning her in person. "It's nuanced and too many things to write down, so I put a pin for when we're all together working live." But then she had so many other notes. Jesus, this woman is exhausting. Uh-oh. April 3rd, Sony informs Wayfarer that Lively has escalated her demands, now requesting solo time in the editing suite with her own editor. A shocking and unprecedented overreach. Fact. To make matters worse, Wayfarer is told that Lively has made it clear that she will not promote the film unless this demand is met. Pause. I just answered my own question. I was literally, all these thoughts racing in my head. She's not the only one that makes these kinds of threats and demands. And Hollywood capitulates to people like her. She does this because historically, folks like her have gotten away with it. The system is full of enablers. And we're back to Wayfarer is told that Lively has made it clear that she will not promote the film unless this demand is met. Solo time with her editor. Knowing the failure of the lead actress to promote the film would be detrimental, this maneuver felt less like a professional request and more like extortion, holding the film's marketing efforts hostage to gain creative control. Wayfarer is left with no choice but to agree. The gravity of allowing her access to the edit, a process typically reserved for the director and post-production team, is not lost on Wayfarer. It undermines the creative integrity of the project and sets a troubling precedent, all while amplifying tensions between Lively and the team. April 4th, the A-list producer reaches out to Lively and Baldoni in a group text to request that the three of them jump on a call to discuss time-sensitive things. Lively is not available this week to speak with Baldoni and the A-list producer, and ultimately did not speak to Baldoni directly about her demands. April 4th again. Faced with yet another unprecedented demand from Lively to edit the film on her own with her own editor, Wayfarer finds itself with no choice but to assent yet again. Wayfarer is forced to balance the need to keep the production on track with managing Lively's increasingly audacious requests. Wayfarer reluctantly agrees to grant Lively 10 days in the editing room with her personal editor, with the understanding that her ideas will ultimately be incorporated into Baldoni's director's cut. Oh, so naive. This concession reflects Wayfarer's continued effort to maintain progress while navigating an exceptionally challenging situation. With each ask, Lively makes it plainly known that if she's not given what she wants, she will not promote the film at all. B- list actress. An A-list, everything. April 17th, Sony Marketing and Baldoni coordinate efforts to have Baldoni attend Book Bonanza and show audiences a surprise early screening of the film. April 18th, in a group text involving the A-list producer, a Sony executive, Baldoni, and Heath, the team discusses the possibility of sending Baldoni's editor to New York since Lively's preferred editor was not available. Heath emphasizes the importance of clarifying that while Baldoni had agreed to allow her into the editing process, it should not, under any circumstances, be interpreted as his endorsement of the idea. Baldoni's agreement was purely a concession to move forward, not a reflection of his confidence in or approval of the decision. April 18th. Below are texts between Baldoni and his editors discussing whether to have one editor fly to New York and work with Lively in person or remotely. Ultimately, it is decided to fly the editor out, as the editor stated, "I want Blake to feel like she's getting what she wants so we can move on from this need of hers." And Baldoni responds to that, the editor saying, "I want Blake to feel like she's getting what she wants so we can move on from this need of hers." Whew. He said, "For the record, she's been getting what she wants this entire movie. Let's remember that. LOL." This is the side of Justin Baldoni I love. The real, the sassy, the human, the hurt, the vulnerable, the funny, the victim. And there still is so much more to get to. Stay tuned. I will be back as I work my way through this timeline. Thoughts on all that we've learned? Let me know in the comments section.